we need a planetarium. That way we can at least pretend to know what stars look like.
Great. Just give me a second to go back down and order that off eBay for the evening. One giant concrete dome and star projector. Seller has a customer satisfaction rate of 4%. Do you think they'll give me free shipping if I order from them within the continental United States? Do they make flatbeds large enough for that?
I have an idea for what we can do tonight.
You have a very boring friend who can't actually go anywhere or do anything.
Lies and slander! You're anything but boring. They're having a space festival this week, and the center is staying open for a few more hours.
No.
I went inside already. It's all dimly lit, and most of the exhibits are only visible because of backlighting. Plus, it's a weekday, and most of the kids are already in bed, so it's not crowded.
No.
But they have the largest planetarium in the Western Hemisphere. Come on, Sandro, it'll be silly fun. We'll only go in for like 45 minutes.
Look, Anna, this is still new for you, so clearly you haven't gotten it into your head yet, but it's sure as hell been drummed into mine. I can't be seen. Not everyone is as chill about this as you are, and that's not something I can ever have silly fun about. I'm sorry for snapping.
I wouldn't let anything happen to you. You aren't alone up here anymore. I'd stay directly in front of you to keep the crowd parted. You are really thoroughly covered up and wouldn't be recognizable as strange in broad daylight unless someone was texting on their phone and walked straight into you. I'm sorry for saying anything.
Wait, what?
Come on, let's go sneak into Liberty Park and find an open bit of land to practice my sad footwork on.
Wow. She could lie through her teeth if it involved smiling. Show me where the science center is.
You're sure?
No. So let's go before I change my mind.
What if I told you Liberty Science Center is in Liberty State Park?
You hadn't given up?
I had, but now we can see both. Come on. We would have made better time if we'd been able to take the bus, but that would have been pushing his already nervous stomach an inch too far. I tossed him a ski mask as we reached the doors of the center.
What do I say if someone asks me why I look like a burglar?
You don't say anything. No one is going to ask that to your face, and if people try to get in your face or start muttering or pointing, I'm going to stomp up to them and tell them to stop making fun of my big brother because he has Harlequin syndrome and is really, really self-conscious, and how could they be so inconsiderate?
Well, God, this is a bad idea.
You only say that because your sample size is too small. Sandro had no trouble looking incredibly self-conscious about his appearance and whatever disease supposedly afflicted him. The teller said something about closing in just an hour. I know, we're gonna miss it all.
This place is enormous. And looked so delicate in one respect. I'd never seen so much glass.
Sam, come on! Get your head down. And stay right behind me.
I wasn't certain whether to be relieved or terrified that she was momentarily more on top of my safety than I was.
We slipped into a huge, sparsely populated room, scattered with gently illuminated exhibits of rocket ship parts and models of the solar system, many with buttons or levers for hands-on learning. A giant spiraling dust cyclone in a tube attempted to explain the red eye of Jupiter.
I looked about in surprise, keeping my head low, and avoiding eye contact with anyone. It wasn't so different from passing a stranger at night, except that now I wanted to look at everything.
But I dragged him along into a separate room where the temperature abruptly shifted and everything was nearly pitch black. All around us, against the curves of a massive black dome, were hundreds of thousands of stars.
Oh, wow. I had expected a speckling of nondescript white dots, scarcely any different from shining a flashlight through a box poked full of pinholes in a dark room. This was very different. This was amazing.
I know! Did you know the Milky Way was visible from Earth?
I'd been thinking the exact same thing. I guess I'd have assumed any picture of it had been taken by the Hubble. I looked about to catch sight of everything. There was little chance of my face being glimpsed in this lighting. I followed her wondrously out into the center of the chamber, where a small central area protected the planetarium's projector and apparently housed some controls. A few other people were there, playing with the options. Soon, light green lines stretched across the star display above us, highlighting the constellations and projecting names.
That's not an archer. That's a jester's hat on a stick. I'd know. I'm an expert.
I'm afraid our ancient ancestors had better imaginations than you.
Ha! Maybe. Or maybe they all had lead poisoning and the stars looked like giant white paint blobs up there. Van Gogh speckles everywhere. I'm sure that could have enough visual clutter to imagine one saw an archer.
What if I told you Sagittarius is a centaur archer?
Oh, well then, that's way easier to see. Look, you can even see the bowl. Pfft. No one else had the courtesy of telling me I ought to mix it with an animal first. Only, it's really more of a camel than a...
Hey, can you kids not shout?
I reached out and hooked a hand around Wildcard's mouth to pull her back before she could decide whether to terrify the woman or apologize to her. "We're sorry, ma'am," but did not look down from the stars.